anything I hear, anything I see is fair game. Just ask my husband. And I was in the post office one day, and a friend of mine said something that just set me buzzing, and she was complaining that her adult sons never take her advice, and as a result had just ended up blistered in Mexico because they wouldn't use their sunscreen. And she said, you know, I used to be smart, and then I had kids. Well, I used to be smart, and then I had kids. I don't know what happened, I don't know what I did, but the older they get, the less that I know. If I had any doubts, they keep reminding me so. Before kids, I had all the answers. They all came a-running just to hear what I'd say. I got kids, well now I'm just stupid. I open my mouth and they start walking away. Well, I used to be thin, but then I had kids. Yes, I know what happened, yeah, I know what I did. Every morsel of food to pass between their lips was first taste tested, and it's here on my hips. I got kids, I used to be skinny. My size 5 jeans are packed away in a box. I got kids, well thank God for spandex. My clothes are stretchy from my chins to my socks. But I'll never be bitter, I'll just bide my time. Then my kids will have children of their own. 'Cause then they'll realize I'm actually wise. When their kids decide they're dumber than stone. Someday my kids will have kids. Once again I'll be queen, the smartest grandmama that you've ever seen. Patience rewarded, well ain't it the truth? Revenge is sweeter when it's long in the tooth. I got kids, you got kids, we got kids, we'll just grin and bear it. Someday you'll wake up and be smart again. Well, as the girls mentioned, I was up till 2 o'clock this morning. Truth be told, I finished it at 2, I was up till 3, practicing. And, you know, you play at the festival, you're all excited, everybody comes up and says, oh, you know, it was great to see you on stage, and then it's over. And you have the CD that they make you, it's lovely backstage, but you don't know how you looked, you don't know how it came across, and I don't know if you've noticed, I'd like to tell you about somebody in the audience tonight. And you may have noticed him in the last few years. You may not have. He's very quiet, he's very unassuming. And he sits in the front row in the evening performances and he videos. And he shares those videos with us so that we know that we had a booger hanging out of our nose the entire performance. His name is Dewayne Brantley. He's right down here. People I've met in an awfully long time, and I know that there are a lot of musicians in this hall tonight who are very thankful that he does what he does and sits behind that camera. Well, something you might not know about Dewayne is that he is a poet. And a few days ago he sent me some of his writing. And when I teach a songwriting class, I try to share things that I've learned over the years. And one of the things that I try to remember when I'm writing is the mantra, never let the facts stand in the way of the truth. There's always a bigger truth out there, and as a songwriter, we get to find it. And so I took Dewayne's words, and I did not write them about Dewayne. Dewayne is a wonderful guy who's active, and he loves the Kenai, and that's what his writing was about. And in the truth of things, in the greater truth, I know that Dewayne gets to go to Kenai, where he loves being, but somewhere in the universe there's old duffers. There are old duffers who love places, but they can't go anymore, except in their dreams. And that's what this is about. If I remember it. Well-worn album on his bedside table, a picture book of frontier scenes. An old man's memories lie between its covers in faded hues of blues and greens. Some are Polaroid, some are Kodak, each a moment caught in time, reminding him of his youth in Kenai, of a time when he was in his prime. And though his body fails him, his memory shines and gleams, and he's once again in Kenai, if only in his dreams. Photographs of his days in Kenai, watching eagles on the wing, standing brave against raging waters to catch the mighty king. Picture taken on a misty bear trail, the day he heard a raven speak, a fireweed carpet flowing down the mountain, burning bright beneath snowy peak. Though his body fails him, his memory shines and gleams, and he's once again in Kenai, if only in his dreams. He'd love to travel back in time to Kenai, if only wishing made it so. The old men settle for a dreamtime journey to the place of ice and alpenglow. Though his body fails him, his memory shines and gleams, and he's once again in Kenai, if only in his dreams. Once again in Kenai, if only in his dreams. That Dewayne has some good ideas. Well, the older I get, I've said this before on stage here, the older I get, the more I realize that you cannot take yourself too seriously. It's those that know you and love you will never let you. But the older I get, the more I realize that you have to be satisfied with the life you've got and everything else that you've got, because to compare yourself to others and worry about whether you measure up is just really sad. And beauty comes in many forms, and that's what this song is about. While leafing through a scrapbook, I turned a yellow page and gazed upon a photo of my friend. A snapshot from her wedding, a close-up of the rings, the kind they always put in picture albums near the end. Her hands were poised and perfect above a pink bouquet, her fingers cold and slender to the touch, so different in appearance while mine are spent and worn, reflecting just how far apart apart we've grown. Her hands are smooth as ivory and silky to the touch, with not a trace of wear that can be seen. They've led a life of privilege and cultivated grace, never had to cook or sew, or dig or clean or aid. These hands have seen a lifetime in only half the years, the knuckles wide and stiff on rainy days. The roughly calloused fingers are strong but not refined, with flecks of dirt that don't quite wash away. These hands have rocked my babies, they've played a million songs, they've dug in earthy gardens by the score. The weathered cracks and creases are long